prática 0157, voo 075, escuta licença.
Hey, hello, 3:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, doing a live stream on Sunday, August 11th, 2024. It's Mark Kulak, Hisonic.live. It's going to be quick. I don't have any chat open, and this channel's probably going to get terminated soon anyways. But I wanted to record this. This is actually news from yesterday that I was not aware of, and it's only because I have to admit I subscribe to Allison Murrow on Rumble that I got notification of this. So obviously other people have been talking about this, but the former CEO, longtime CEO, Susan Wojcicki of YouTube passed away. She was only 56 years old, and I have to admit, I wanted to reach out to her to see if I could interview her after the loss of her son just a few months ago. She had 4 children, I believe. Good for her. It's one of the few things in the life you'll never regret. And kudos to the Daily Beast for actually having that in the headline. Let's go to the New York Times. I'll read this one here for those who haven't read it. The business executive helped turn Google into an internet juggernaut and became one of the most prominent women in Silicon Valley. Now, I also wanted to just have my own version of this broadcast, of this announcement, if you will. I looked at some of the comments in Allison Murrow's Rumble channel, and certainly, comments don't represent her, right? I mean, I have so many videos and so many platforms, it's impossible for me to monitor my comments. So there's all kinds of horrible things on my comments that don't speak to what I think or my viewers or my supporters, etc. But I'm just looking at some of these comments here, and I encourage you to not think this way. And I don't think this way. One person, Body Farm, says, World Economic Forum member, intense censorship, bad luck. What does that mean? The other one said, COVID shots, bioweapon. Possibly. I don't know. 2.5 trillion people injured worldwide. That's pretty impressive. I didn't know 2.5 trillion. So I think that jet chick needs to work on some of his demographic information. Look at this comment here. Good riddance, the bad people. Hope she found Christ, because hell is an awful place, but her deeds to serve a fascist regime will not be missed. Are you kidding me? Good riddance to bad people. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. First off, as a Christian, Christ is about love. It's not about, something that you just wave around to kill, I don't know, vampires and then to threaten people. It's just I get really upset when I see Jesus' name used in that way. I don't use other religious figures in that way. One person said, didn't mention that one of her sons died earlier this year. So, I don't know how Allison Murrow missed that. How does she? I mean, she starts off. I mean, I've wanted to interview Susan. I'm not saying that she would have said yes. Obviously, I don't even know how to directly contact her, but look, this drug overdose problem is impacting people in all states, some states more than others, albeit some demographics more than others. But and her son was not an addict. It was they call them instant wings, one and dones. Maybe he tried drugs a few times, but it was in a bad place, bad time, bad batch, dead. I don't know. I think of that first when I think of her. I don't think of, some evil person that was censoring people on YouTube. Matter of fact, I'm more censored than most people. And, I've lost a whole lot more than some monetization. Seriously, there are people who are crying in D.C. and crying on InfoWars. They lost their monetization. Give me a break. Anyways, I want to read about what the New York Times said. The other thing is I've talked about her before because her family, remember, Sasha Latypova's daughter threatened to kill her and her family in 2000. I think it was in 2018 or 2019. So Sasha Latypova's daughter, the one who's the weapons expert, remember, after the police investigated Sasha Latypova's daughter, they actually said, well, she didn't have access to firearms, and yet we can find a video on Rumble where she's waving around more firearms than most people at the FBI will ever actually have. So it wasn't just a stupid threat. The woman, the young girl that threatened to go to her house with an Uber, kill the family, and said, get your affairs in order, had access to more guns than most people will ever have or see. And it's clear from her own videos that are still on Rumble. So obviously the cops failed that investigation big time. Anyways, so she's been through a lot. There's actually people saying she needs to get good with Christ because she censored people. And some of those people that she censored included people that threatened to kill her and her family. Somehow that missed most people's radar too. Susan Wojcicki, who helped turn Google from a startup into her garage, from a startup in her garage into an internet juggernaut who became one of Silicon Valley's most prominent female executives. With her leadership of YouTube, died on Friday. She was age 56. Her death was confirmed by her husband, Dennis Troper, Troper, who wrote on Facebook that she had been living with lung cancer for 2 years. He did not say where she died. Miss Wojcicki's Miss Wojcicki's more than 2 decades with Google began in 1998 in her house in Menlo Park, California, part of which she rented to her friends Larry Page and Sergey Brin, the company's founders. For $1,700 a month, the two used the garage as their office to build the search engine. Miss Wojcicki, who had been working at Intel, soon joined Google as one of its earliest employees and was its first marketing manager. Over the years, she reached its executive ranks, becoming Google's most senior woman employee. She eventually led YouTube, which Google acquired in 2006 and which became one of the world's largest social media companies. Sundar Pichai, who's Google's I guess, chief executive, said in a statement, quote, "She is as core to the history of Google as anyone, and it's hard to imagine the world without her," unquote. When she became YouTube's chief executive officer in the year 2014, Ms. Wojcicki was hailed as the most powerful woman in advertising. She had made Google enormously profitable, and she was expected to repeat the trick at YouTube. She led Google's ad business and played a key role in its acquisition of DoubleClick, an advertising technology company, in 2007. At YouTube, she introduced new forms of advertising and subscription offerings for her music, original content, and YouTube TV. During her tenure, YouTube became the internet's most popular video service, and her role shifted to control of hate speech, inappropriate content, extremism, and misinformation. In an interview with the New York Times in 2019, Ms. Wojcicki suggested that her legacy at YouTube would depend on whether it succeeded in content moderation, something the company has struggled with. She said, quote, "I know we can do better, but we're going to get there. We'll get to a point where we have solved a lot of these issues, and I feel like we've already made significant progress. I own this problem, and I'm going to fix it," unquote. She stepped down from her role last year, writing to YouTube employees at the time that she had decided to focus on, quote, "my family, health, and personal projects," unquote. But she remained an advisor to Alphabet, Google's parent company, and she was active as a philanthropist. Mr. Pichai wrote in a letter to his staff supporting, among other causes, research for the disease that took her life. She had built a personal fortune estimated in the hundreds of millions of dollars throughout her career. Susan Diane Wojcicki was born on July 5th, 1968 in Santa Clara, California. Her father, Stanley, who died last year, was a particle physicist. No kidding. Particle physicist at Stanford University. Her mother, Esther, worked as a journalist and later as a teacher. Did anyone else mention, Stanley? Did anyone else look into that? Stanley Wojcicki died age 86. He was from Warsaw. Oh, my goodness. So this is why. I mean, no offense to her, but this is why she got the job. Because Super Collider, CERN, Atomic Energy Commission, Lawrence Livermore Radiation Laboratory. Duh. Now it makes sense. I never even looked into this. I wouldn't even be surprised if he knew. Oh, he was proud of his daughters and their chosen professions. Janet, as professor of pediatrics, University of California, San Francisco. Oh my goodness! So Susan Wojcicki's sister Anne is the founder of CEO 23andMe. Did you know that? Holy cow! I honestly didn't even expect this. Look, I'm unshowered. I've been working outside. I saw a video on YouTube. I wanted to come in and do my own presentation of it. Wow. Miss Wojcicki was the eldest of three daughters. Sister Janet is an epidemiologist. And a professor at the University of California. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. This is so rich. New York Times. Say what you want, everyone. New York Times has it going on. Or I should say, Houstonic.live has it going on. Wow. So I'm going to have to read up on that. As a young girl, she said in a video in 2015 she was curious, hardworking, and ready to try all kinds of new things. At Henry M. Gunn High School in Palo Alto, she worked at the school newspaper, The Oracle, her mother said in an interview in Fortune in 2012. She studied history and literature at Harvard University, where she graduated in 1990. She initially planned to get a PhD in economics and become an academic, but her discovery of technology's potential changed her path, she said in an interview with Fast Company in 2014. She received a master's degree in economics from the University of California, Santa Cruz in 1993 and a master's degree in business from the Anderson School of Management at the University of California, Los Angeles in 1998. That year, she married Mr. Troper, who was a financial consultant at Deloitte in San Francisco, while she was working in marketing at Intel in Santa Clara, according to Palo Alto Weekly. In 2003, he would join Google, where he is currently employed, according to his LinkedIn profile. Ms. Wojcicki was 4 months pregnant with the couple's first child in 1999 when she joined Google. By then, the company had left her garage for a more convenient office space. She campaigned for paid parental leave to become standard not only at Google but at other businesses, promoting the policy and an opinion article for the Wall Street Journal 2014. She and Mr. Troper had 5 children. Oh, by the way, for the people who are out there saying that that she hoped she found Christ and she deserved to die, I think this is a wonderful thing. She fought for paid leave. She brought 5 children into this world. I'll bet you that's a whole lot more than most people right now who are angrily typing scorn upon her. I'm sorry. There are people who I'm very upset with and frustrated with. And there are perhaps some people who perhaps capital punishment, according to the law, is coming, even though I don't agree with it. But my channel and myself as the person of Houstonic.live, Mark Kulak, do not endorse celebration of death. Ever. I'm sorry. You are not someone who should be in my community if you think that this was deserved or a good thing. And I think that's why I wanted to do that, to do this video. I don't think there's anything suspicious. I mean, it's extremely sad about this. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I actually have had curiosities about the toxicity of office buildings, of chemicals, off-gassing, and so on, whether it be in planes, whether it would be in new office buildings, hotels, etc. There's a possibility that as a consequence of the type of work that she did, she could have actually been exposed to more chemicals, far more chemicals than most people. I don't know. I'm just throwing that one out there. All right. But we don't know. We don't know. It's just so tragic. In February, New York Times actually mentions her son, Marco, 19, a freshman at Berkeley, died. His grandmother, Esther Wojcicki, announced on social media at the time. It was ruled, cause of death was ruled a drug overdose. She's survived by her other 4 children, her sisters, Anne and Janet, and her mother. So, anyways, God rest. You know, her relationship with the Lord is hers and her business alone. It's very sad, and I don't know. I mean, it's been over 2 years since we've lost Karen. By the way, it is International Drug Overdose Awareness Month, for those who don't know. International, worldwide Drug Overdose Awareness Month. In the United States of America, there'll be many vigils held on the last day of this month, August 31st, 2024. Get online, just do some searches. I live in Massachusetts. I will perhaps be at the one in Franklin, Massachusetts, or in Marlborough, Massachusetts. By the way, if you are a resident of Massachusetts, there is a campaign active right now, started by Team Sharing and Cheryl Jouer, to get a state license plate option available to recognize the people that have been lost to drug overdoses and addiction. We need 750 people signed up. Cheryl Jouer has started the petition over a year ago, and she's still around 300 to 400. She's still a couple hundred shy. We're going to do everything we can this year. If you live in the state of Massachusetts, or if you know someone, do an online search. You can go to Team Sharing and and please search around. Or if you're at one of these vigils, if you go attend one of these vigils in Massachusetts, look for a booth. I know that my wife Cheryl and I will be trying at a booth, hopefully getting people to sign up and show interest in this particular license plate in the state of Massachusetts. And hopefully, prayers to her family, Susan Wojcicki, as well. And I may be actually interested in reading in, learning a little bit more about her father and her sisters as well at some point later. But not today. Anyways, everyone, thank you. Take care. Love your neighbor. Please love your neighbor. Love your family. And look, it's your business to hopefully guide other people to a better world and a better life and better decisions. But it's not your business to be, I don't know. You know what I mean. That's it, everyone. Thank you. Take care. God bless. And by the way, I am pretty much on a, one mistake and I'm gone status right now. So I don't know what my future is on YouTube. I'm going to leave my Live 4 channel alone. It's pretty much I just can't use it right now because of censorship. It is what it is. I'm still going through options in my head. I'm actually taking a little bit of a mental break this past week. But life moves on. That's it, everyone. Thank you. Take care. God bless.